How many times you were asked the fateful question as a child? What do you want to be when you grow up? Once my little cousin replied, a taxi. But she didn't mean a taxi driver, but an actual taxi. Because when we're kids, our imagination has no limits. And do you remember what you wanted to be when you grew up? Personally, I had no idea. And my mom, who used to be a teacher for 40 years, always told me, Annalisa, you have to become a teacher. Impossible. No way. And after more than 20 years of different jobs, guess what I'm doing today? I became a professor. And teaching is my new passion because moms have always right. And then, more importantly, their inspiration counts. Talking about inspirations, let's consider today's young people. They are totally adrift. Too few inspiration points, or maybe too many. But in the big sea of stimuli, finding the direction for them is extremely hard, especially when media that dominates their lives continuously shows them that certain professions are cooler than others. Being an influencer is much more popular than being a carpenter or a seamstress, but not because these jobs have less value, but simply because nobody shows their beauty or inspires the new generations that they can dream with their hands and not just with their phones. And then I have the first question for you. How you can dream of a job if nobody shows you how incredible it can be. It's easy to imagine why new generations dreams of becoming designers. You are cool. And for me, they are like treasure hunters, able to capture an idea and transform it into beauty, because their pencils are like magic wands. We are in the super yacht course, how we cannot speak about yachting. So in this world, design and technology comes together to create beautiful yachts able to tackle the most extreme conditions. But wait a second, could these design wizards also wield an axe and not just create beauty with a stroke of a pencil? Or do they need the help of others to transform their ideas into beauty? As we all know, the magic comes from the shipyards. And as much as I love Harry Potter and just got back from London for the studios, there are no magic wands over there. There are just hands and craft people. For the ones who don't know me, I come from the fashion world. Before moving to the dark side of academia, I had a real job. I was a human resources manager, and then one of my biggest challenges was recruiting talented artisans. And then when I started studying luxury in a deeper way, I realized that this issue remains unsolved. Finding the right people able to transform an idea into a masterpiece still remains one of the most urgent challenges for any luxury brand. And this is why I'm here today. I want to share with you the results of my doctoral thesis and then possibly offer you some solutions. Many of you have heard me to speak about yachting, the purchasing behavior of ultra high net worth individuals, but never about my first love. Don't worry, I won't speak about my husband today, no. But I will speak about the role of human resources in making the luxury business more sustainable over time. And let's speak about my research. In the fashion business, designers are the face of the brands. They're like orchestra conductors. No conductors, no music. Musicians need their conductors as much as the conductor needs the musicians. Because if we remove the first violin, the strings, the wind instruments, the percussions, what is left? Just a conductor waving his hands in silence. And in the fashion business, designers and CEOs, they are the ones under the spotlights. But our beloved Made in Italy would not exist without artisans. Because after all, if they're not with us, who will produce the product? Who will play the music? Who will do the magic? The problem is that the new generations are not interested in pursuing a career as a craft person because the Made in Italy need them, but the new generations are not interested because the craftsmanship has a low reputation and that is not communicated in an appealing way. During my research, I talked to many people, young and then experienced artisans. And then behind every person, I discovered an incredible career story. When I talked to Andrea, he wanted to be an aviator. And then Luca wanted to be an actor. But for different reasons, they could not make it. Today, they are successful and incredible craft people. And you know what all of them had in common? The passion for creativity. And this is the passion that keeps the craft alive, together with family traditions, the quality of the finished product, and the inspirations from others. Of course, I didn't speak with just artisans, but I spoke also with managers. And do you know how many of them ever stopped asking to their artisans, why do you love your job? None of them. And then when I asked, what is the most important resource for any company success? And do you know what they replied? Oops, the product. For them, the product is the most important thing. And look at any social media accounts for luxury brands, bag after bag, boat after boat. Just the products. It is like if the products were born on their own. No, I spoiled already. But the most important resources for any luxury brands nowadays are your people, your employees, their hands, their faces, and their names. Years ago, the CEO of the fashion giant told me, Annalisa, you have to learn all names of our employees. Make each person feel unique because every person counts, even the ones working behind the scenes. And craftsmanship today is left behind the scenes. And this is why today craftsmanship has a poor reputation and receives little social recognition from the new generations. It is perceived as a career involving dirty hands, hard work, and then is often discouraged by families. Many want to be influencers or designers because the world says that is cool, and it is cool, don't get me wrong. But how many brands celebrate their artisans and showcases them on social media saying that working by hands is cool too? And once again, how you can dream of a job if nobody shows you how incredible it can be. This is why we need somebody who can reveal the beauty of this craft and then inspire the others to see the value of creating beauty, the value of endowed hands. And when I started my research, nobody was doing it. Now things are changing. Look at what LVMH is doing. But it is not enough. So therefore, luxury brands must become their driving force behind raising awareness of the fact that artisans are the true creator of beauty. Without forward-thinking HR strategies, our Made in Italy label is at risk. And so what we can do? We all need to start communicating, talking about craftsmanship in a different way. I give you an example. In 2013, Confartigianato released an interesting research talking about the most desired professions to young people. And you know, craftsmanship, only 21st place. And what in the top 5 positions? Chef. Because in 2011, Junior Master Chef in Italy was released. And then within 2 years, a whole generation has started dreaming of wearing the chef's jacket. This is the power of storytelling. Or maybe so we need a new master bag, a new master yacht. I don't know. I have 3 possible solutions for you. So first of all, we need to communicate, change the way we communicate craftsmanship. We need to bring artisans outside of the factories and then bring into communities, but not to sell more or to justify the high prices, but to inspire the new generations. Second, we need to create immersive experiences to raise craftsmanship awareness in youth. Dear families, you can organize, for example, family days and bring together parents with their kids. And in order to make the kids discovering the value of creating beauty. And third, put your artisans in the spotlight because we need to give them a new dignity. Because after all, you know what? The true influencers of your heritage are the artisans, nobody else. And coming to a conclusion. It is time to reshape the way we honor craftsmanship, but more importantly, those who bring it to life. And maybe one day, if we will ask a child, what kind of job? What do you want to be when you grow up? Maybe we will hear the answer, a craft person. Thank you.